G'day! Welcome to my 100th episode extravaganza of Oxygen Not Included, where we do basically the same thing we always do, but it's now been 100 episodes. If you have watched all of these, congratulations. I've lived them. Um, but even if you've watched two of them, or even this is your first one, well, you probably won't be around long. It's a weird spot to start. Okay, so where were we up to on our last one? Actually, no, let's do a little summary. For anyone watching for the very first time, here's a quick summary of what's happened, I guess, over 100 days. Or 100 episodes. We started in our tiny little section. We slowly pushed out, mainly to try and get the achievement of exploration. Discovered a couple of things at the top up here. Got a really nice long ladder along the top. We expanded greatly into this frost biome over here to make our sort of water source you can see in there for a bit. And then we started to dig out up here. You can see the variation happening as the meteors hit. We cleared space to make our rocket ship come up here so we can start to deal in the world of rockets. And that's sort of where you find us now. So we are currently expanding our oxygen system down here a little bit with this guy. We are expanding our water production over here, since this is getting real low too. And then we are also expanding, literally, our rocket. Now, where I looked at our rocket, this guy is built. So I think that the first thing that we want to do is get this guy. Cleaner than that. And get across. Because I realize what we can do is we don't need the rest of this built for this guy to start gaining his gas, which will take a while, so we may as well try and get that that built. Definitely a decent priority on that. We don't want to start pushing the air through yet because we need to what's our motivation there? We need to we don't want it to stop in the tunnel. Alright, so this guy here we're not fully building yet because we do want these gas pipes to do a good job of clearing out the carbon dioxide that's sitting at the bottom of our base, as well as clearing out possibly this chlorine, but I'm not optimistic that chlorine is going to get out. But even if we can get it even further down, that's nice. Although, will those guys die if they don't have carbon dioxide? Surely we won't get that low. So one thing that we can look at down here is ventilation. If we just hit on our ventilation pipe. So we can see that the way we've got it going, and this is going to match it, is that these two guys will go around, and it's a very good point as to why this guy doesn't just come straight down and across. I suppose it's to give him a little bit of space to have these sort of move in and join. So they're stopping anyway. Those two will come in and they will join here. Then with the middle pipe from this guy, he will go up and join into there. Then from his remainder pipe, which will just be oxygen, we need to connect that somewhere up here. The question is, where do we want that to join in? And I think that we actually want to go almost just directly into this, I think. We're very close to it. So we don't want to build inside this room here. That room's been shut off for a very long time. Also tricky for this to work around this area because of the piping. We have a blocked door there, and we've got this high pressure, so we'll ask for that to be deconstructed first. We'll go back to our... Let's get some piping. Gas pipe. Copy. So this gas pipe is made with sandstone. We've got a lot more igneous rock and a lot of granite. Let's go granite. Doesn't matter if it takes a little while for them to build it. We've definitely got time here. So we'll run this up and across and across and up to there. Then make a gas bridge that is pointing up. Then we'll grab that gas pipe, continue on, straight up and up. And if I hit it straight into that, I feel like it's gonna possibly try and push all three ways. So maybe let's go to there, and then we'll build a gas bridge that goes there. So it clearly is sort of like no gas will try and push down into it. And I just need to make sure that the gas coming this way, the gas that comes up and out of it doesn't sort of try and push left, which we can. Oh, okay, so you can see that that gas is pushing the wrong way now. So the way that we fix that is that we say gas pipe, deconstruct, emergency, that we get rid of that. Thank you. This guy, copy, and we'll just say that he goes that way too. And we'll also say that he's an absolute emergency to get going too, and we'll just make sure that that means that our plumbing system corrects. Beautiful. So you can now see that that is also going that way. This guy won't be able to go right because he's going to hit that one. And so he should just join in here and also split, just like that guy is. So it does mean that, again, only 50% of this one is going to go to this, but basically it should just push to that vent until that room is pressurized. And hopefully it's so much gas that gets pressurized quicker. Plus, only 50% of this one is even going this way. You can see that gets split there, so we may as well. It'll sort of be more. I mean, there's two going into that top part, so it's basically the same amount that's turning left already. We'll sort of join it. Okay. Now let's have a quick check on how our gas piping is going at the top. No one's got any interest in building that gas piping if there's more gas piping the other way to get done. Oh, someone coming down and doing some? Oh no, you're just cleaning up. Good job, Meep. You're cleaning up your own workspace there, taking responsibility. There isn't much in the way of suits up here. I do think that I need to increase our suit amount for here. So let's move this and this forward. Wait for that door to be built, and then we'll start to... Oh, I suppose the other thing is that I should... Oh no, I can't really block that out in the way that I normally would. Alright, we'll just let that build for $2 for a moment. Brine. I don't really want any people. I'm not sure what we'll do with the brine, but we'll get it and just let it sit there. Okay, so still working on this being built, and we'll copy that to that final square put in there too. And we will ask for all the debris in that room to be moved. A lot of liquid down here too. I suppose we have had a lot of runoff that's gone down there, so if we do need more liquid in here, we could get some from there. But we do also have requests in to build more up here and get that going. So there are currently a lot of build tasks going on. Seemingly no one doing anything though. All our builders. One. Why do we not have electricity? Strained. What did that one's just saying it doesn't have it though? I mean, it's definitely running into that connector, right? I mean, not that it matters, it just means it'll go slower. Now, I had put a Wheezewort somewhere recently, I feel, to try and cool something down. Where was that? That was this one, wasn't it? Alright, so he's done an alright job. I think, the temperature was 60s. You can see sort of just above him, it still is, but he's down to 50s in his area, so nicely done. Oh, well, we're not getting more activity going on in here. going to be a pain when we've got to get oil into that room. Wonder if it'll be easier to just pull it from bottom section. There we go. That's starting to work on this gas pipe too. So I didn't make that an electrical cutover, did I? No, it just happens to be that there's also electrical work. The same exact spot that I'm doing my my ventilation. Yeah, good. Alright, these guys are still doing a nice job, and you can see that that chlorine is now taking a step down from being up on this level, being down to this level. So that's a nice to see the oxygen returning down to this my oxygen making farm down the bottom here. Alright, how are we doing at the very top? Still no movement on that one, but I can understand that if you want to be building ventilation shafts, there's certainly closer options than that. Got this door built, so let's go power, run straight down there. What we'll do is then we'll get rid of that power down there. We'll shift this deodorizer forward as well. I suppose that if you want to work on this, you do actually have to get in a suit to make the move over there too. See how much oxygen these three spots have compared to what's going on down here. See that they've got near nothing except for the very last one because no one chooses to use the last one. A lot of these just go like, well, they can't be used because there's no oxygen in them, which is why we're currently got this in play. See how much high pressure vents are really cramming this space full of carbon dioxide too. I don't know why this is such an unappealing build. That one's taking so long. Yeah, and I suppose there's so much that needs to currently be done that it's understandable that people are running all around all over the place. At least I can't see anyone just sort of standing still, and there's at least people that seem happy in their work. Keep an eye on these two, see if they're getting close to getting out. Getting a little bit better. Very impressed with these two guys continuing to truck along and produce more. They're definitely a dead technology that we don't really need anymore, but still nice to have them. Good in terms of temperatures over here, not too bad. I mean, it's 33 up there with boiling hot crude oil on the outside of his room. Every time I'm excited to see someone move in here, it's disappointing to see that they've come just to pick up some of the trash. Probably deconstruct that ladder now and just get one built. Interesting seeing the drops of polluted water make their way through and cause those giant holes as they land. This is only so long that I can really sit on this room getting built. The thing is that the next part of this that I have to build is the oil catchment. Well, not necessarily the next bit, but I'm going to need crude oil in here. We can definitely start looking at how we're going to do it. So what we need to do is we need to get a liquid vent. We'll make it with iron ore. We'll put it there because there's no... there's no piping sort of like in its way behind it as much. What we want to do is we want to get that into... I would have made a pump in there. Maybe I got rid of it because it was burning or something. Let's dig out that spot there. And let's get our plumbing in. So we're going to do insulated pipe because it's assumably going to be quite hot. Run him up to about there. We'll then do a liquid bridge. Just make sure we've got him facing the right way. And go more insulation. It's here. Another liquid bridge. That door does open. And so does that one. So we can go... There's no real way actually to get up there. So let me just pause for a second while I cancel that. Go back to that and copy him. And then we'll go just straight up the ladder. Through the door. We'll build there. But how quickly they are to go like, yeah, I can get on that. I can get that going right away. It's like, what about these walls here, guys? It's holding you back. Do we not have much sandstone? Let's shift it to granite. Let's cancel all of that. Just say, alright, well let's just give it to you in a different type. See if that gets you motivated. Alright, update on this. You can see the green is starting to get down another level. Is that far enough? I feel like possibly yes it is. Let's lock that door. And what we'll do is we'll so you can see the oxygen is there. These guys are now just sort of just in carbon dioxide. So what we want to do now is try and filter the carbon dioxide out of that room. It's not going to be much use, I suppose, while these guys aren't connected. But the thing is that if we had the carbon dioxide going in that, like if we had these activated while the carbon dioxide's in there, it's going to push that oxygen up into, just out into the suits and into the world. So, let's have a look as well what we've got to do, because we've got to get some plumbing in here as well. Just got standard plumbing, and it's just going to be part of this same network that we're already using. So let's just claim from this connection here. This is just a way that we can get around this without getting in the way too much. So let's just run straight down here. We'll then do a liquid bridge. Sorry, did I do that in granite? It's, no, that was in igneous rock, but we just swap over to granite. Come down, and then I suppose you could just run through the floor and get in there. We'll swap that to auto for now. I'm not in gas. Alright, cool. So currently they're in a vacuum. So there's not even that much carbon dioxide sort of in that vicinity anymore, so that's good. Electricity. Now, I think I built this guy for them, if I recall correctly. So if we have a look, yes, guy there, so we can go join him there and join him there. That guy doesn't need to be connected at all. And then what we can do is we can say deconstruct that. Let's have a look at the ventilation. So we need both of these guys going in there. What we'll do is we'll make this guy go straight up there. We will ask to deconstruct that square there as well. And then we will go And do a similar thing to this guy, just so that he's not running basically like straight in with 3 squares, and he can sort of backlog a little bit. Then that should be good to go. I'm pretty sure that the rest of that ventilation pipe is all built. Yeah, you can see that's all good to go. So that does always look jittery as you add more sort of tubes and everything, which is why you're seeing that sort of stop and go at the moment. So good, they're gone, so we can deconstruct that, and we can deconstruct that. Right, so filters for him, if we just go, say, this guy, and say, copy settings, and give them to that guy. This guy here also, we've got to get some power wires to, so he will be a heavy watt wire, I believe. And we just need to get him connected, I guess, here? No, that's going to be a pain too. Our easiest way to get him connected. I suppose the easiest way is if we just deconstruct that wire. Which again, very dangerous game, just ripping out a wire without finding out what it's for. Conductive wire bridge to that, so equal parts. Fine. Equal parts urgent priority on that. And and the guy shows up to get rid of the other cable. So with that other cable gone anyway, it means that we can get this guy just to run straight into there. He can join the grid. See, all of these guys are now running. Just need to see this guy getting led to operate, and we'll just check to see. Alright, so you can see there is some carbon dioxide, but that carbon dioxide will clear out and then will form into giant chunks and then push into a suit and I guess cause someone grief and surprise this guy with a huge surge of carbon dioxide coming in. Yeah, see, it just does a little bit of damage, but it's probably the easiest solution other than rather than trying to actually filter it out at this point, because you can see basically there it's gone. The rest of that is just a lovely stream of the oxygen, and this is already starting to back up, which does mean that that guy should actually then let's have a look at the layout I've got here for this last guy. So seemingly one problem I actually have created here is that this is too short, that there's not a chance for this to backlog too much. I mean, we're not even filling 2 squares though, but if we do get 2 squares, then he's gonna, like, not be happy. So let's get that gas pipe and say deconstruct. Again, we'll kick that with a big priority. Okay, and then we'll go back into our gas pipes, and we'll say run out here, and then come back in. Hopefully they do that with a bit more urgency than what our rocket's been getting, but it does look like our rocket's finally there. So its storage capacity is 900, so what we've got to do is go back down to our steam here. What did we need? We needed our gas valve to say 90 grams, so he's still right. And we want to say 400. We'll start with 400 and say reset amount, so he can now pump steam through at a very, very slow rate. So if we can remember that that was 400 kilos, it then means that what we can do is we can say 500 kilos after that, and then we can have our rocket maxed out. But at least while that we've got that started, and then we've just got to wait for our steel deliveries to happen. And we do still have a few thousand blocks of steel, so hopefully it's not too long. So we'll find out. Alright, back over to this guy. So we're still waiting on our iron ore delivery for our vent. We have cleared out that square there, so if we then go to plumbing and we want our pump, no, wrong thing, right thing. It's my liquid pump. There. Alright, we can put our liquid pump there. Let's cancel that quickly. Cancel that. And we want to go... We want to make him out of something that's going to have him survive. So we will make a steel pump there. So we need to make these out of something stronger too. Ceramic. Steel for those ones, just so I can leave this in there. I think I might. So let's go cancel the ones that are potentially inside the. We'll go radiant steel. I'm going to cancel that one and that one because I figure there is no point in wasting steel on those few squares that aren't going to be in the oil. You can see our steel count has gone down there, so hopefully that means that someone's done the journey up here. No. But we can also go down to our other build here, although we are still waiting for these wires to be connected. We have liquid spills here to be mopped. Why is that insulated gas pipe broken? Did the thing not make it all the way through the gas? I suppose I didn't watch it go through this time. Have a quick swap over to our gas. It's our gas pipe breaking. What's broken with our system that's causing the gas to up? There's a good argument for cutting that, reducing the length of that too, but where was my gas one over here? Plumbing, ventilation overlay. So there's nothing in it there, and there is some in it here. So let's urgent repair on that, and an urgent repair on that too, because I feel like if this gas for some reason is now turning around and going back, that's also going to cause me grief, because that's going to get stuck in the pipe. Now it's been fixed, and now that is going to cause me an issue. Well, you can see it there. There's that steam is in there. Oh, does that need fixing as well, that bridge? No, it's just stuck waiting for that. Fine. It's just going to go like in circles if they keep doing that. So let's kill that. Alright, that one's fixed. So let's just wait and see what happens. I suppose we can't. No, they are. They're going to... As long as it doesn't kill it. Better off sort of waiting for this to just destroy the pipe there, and someone's fixed that. Alright, that guy's still fine. This one hasn't broken just yet. wait and see what happens. I mean, hopefully what we're going to see, though, is just that these big ones are going to have an issue and then they're just going to die, cause a little bit of damage, not, like, destroy the pipe damage like we had here. And then it will just sort of merrily continue on its way. Like, it's probably the 3 of these in a row that are, going to cause us grief. So they'll probably all slam out at the same single square. Hopefully someone can do something about fixing these. So you can see that this is pretty close to full, which is good. And that goes at capacity. So hopefully we are seeing a lot more oxygen go in here. The fact that this is just sort of sitting here blocked makes me wonder if what I should do is just head this up here and then create this thing on the underside as well. So it's a separate set fueling all of those as opposed to trying to get in with the other side. How are we doing? Almost there. There we go, cold damage. One of them died out there. See where these 3 go. At least going in. As long as they can get past that point, good. They're not going to die top of that spot. There we go, one of them died there. If we're lucky, the other ones will actually make it. Good. Alright, so nothing else catastrophic on that line. Just these sort of cold spots here that hope to see someone come in and fix soon. And we can go back and say, set this guy's limit back to about there. Oh, it remembers what I had left. Right, so if I go back to 400, it actually will continue on to where it was. It's got 354 left. Good. Alright, this room has been completed. That liquid vent is still under works, as is this. I mean, they've built tiny parts of that. Good. Built that. Let's ask these guys to mop up the liquid spills that we've got sort of around this area. Okay, they've got in there. Oh, of course, we need to get that power too as well. So we want conductive, and we'll go steel. So similar thing, we'll get the steel to run the inside of that. And then we'll just swap to lead. And because we want to be careful here about what we're connecting this to. Probably get him to connect to this lot here. That doesn't look too bad. A lot of liquid down here as well. All through that base there, all through these 2 rooms. A little bit down the bottom here. Some barbecue. Put down there too, a little bit in there. There, it's a little bit of everywhere. Alright, so no real urgency on these 4 getting built. Very much so I would like to have them built, just so that our rocket is good to go. But we've got to wait for that steam to go through, and you can see how much of that steam is slowly seeping in there. So that's a long process anyway. Oh, so that guy's up and running. So this is, let's speed things up, and let's just watch this. So we want to make sure that we get this to a point where it's blocked off, similar to this guy. And as soon as it is, we want to shut this vent. So we are about the time of finishing here. But as the as it is the 100th episode extravaganza. What we can do is we can spoil ourselves by sitting here and watching crude oil slowly filter through a vent. I know it's what you were hoping for. A tribute to the best ofs. So basically we've only got to fill 2 squares. Once it hits there, I can then put the call in to have it closed. And then we've got a little bit of leeway of 2 more squares to do it. If you're curious why, it's because, unlike all these other ones where I've used water, it is because this room is so hot that the water would just evaporate if we're using that to block that room in. And we want to block the room in so that the steam stays in there, and we can build a steam turbine on top of it, which also we could probably build here. I suppose I haven't started, but I also haven't built anything in this room yet either, so we'll continue to just sort of copy this layout the same way. I probably won't build the gas meter. I'll leave that out. But I do think I have to work out a way to introduce a bit more steam into this room. Possibly what I need to do is set up something similar to what I've got for this gas system. Alright, so we can see this guy's already there, so we can almost call him off. I'll give him a little bit more time. If I can set up a system that means that tiny amounts of water can move into this room in tiny little bits so that they evaporate so quickly, that could possibly work, as long as they get sort of like real hot real quick. And you can see here as well that these back ones are all starting to get a bit more oxygen in them, so our new setup is definitely working a lot better than it was, which is good. In fact, what I could do if I was building that underneath system is I could have that just focus on the front 6 and just not worry about the back 3 and just assume that the other guy's going to take care of the back 3 because they're not that often used. We're almost there. Part doing this now just so I don't forget when the next one starts. We say that's enough, so we'll say let's just put the order in to deconstruct him. Which is a decent priority. Get someone down there, and done. Now the problem that's going to create, and I should have thought about before I did that, was that it's just going to mean that there's oil left in that tube. It's going to have to go somewhere. But that we can work out another day. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching, for either just watching this one episode or as much as the 100 that you have. It's definitely been going for a long time. I've enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed learning the game. And a few more episodes to go until I think we get to wrap this one up. Someone did ask what I was, where I was planning to sort of end this, and I think that my goal will be the Great Escape. If we can get a duplicate on a one-way mission, probably Meep, to the furthest star map destination, I would say that achievement will be the point that we call it a day with this. But based on the pace of my rockets, I can imagine that might be a little bit longer that we've got together. So as always, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Till next time, catch you later. Yeah.